That's no problem. So I worked in refining for a period as an engineer on site, so understanding how refineries and the processing and that side of things works. Then moved into supply area, which was more analysis of initially looking at crude valuations, running computer models, and then and also other project work and other sort of economics to do with running an oil company, as you think from an oil refinery. And then moved into trading. And the trading area, I've actually had more involvement on products, but still a fair bit of involvement on crudes, and in terms of a lot of involvement in buying. So we were buying for a couple of different refineries from the region and from Australian producers, and even some from further afield and other continents. And then, so selling, it was not the main area of my experience, but more recently I've been working as a consultant and talking to producers and advising them on the impacts of their changing field qualities and changing field profiles, crude profiles, in terms of structure of the crude, any impact of that on their marketing and their likely the approach they should take, advising what approach they should take to sell, to take advantage of the advantages, or to minimise, of course, any difficulties they might have with their particular crudes. So I've also been doing some work for the Australian government on pricing and marketing in the region, on premiums and availability of products and crude. So a bit of a mixed bag, I guess.
Yep. Thank you for that, Alan. So maybe to kick off, looking at, say, Asian crude, maybe say versus European, do you have much experience or insights around maybe what differences there might be in, I guess, buying or selling crude within the different regions? Or would you say that, say, a trader maybe based in Singapore, would you say they automatically have the capacity to go to Europe, as an example?
Yeah, they do. If you're dealing with trading and you're dealing with, it's an international product. Having said that, it's very variable. So it's not like if you buy steel, you're buying certain grades, and there certainly are some differences. But oil, every barrel that comes out of the ground or every field is different. So it will have strengths and weaknesses. So yeah, those guys will always be looking at the alternatives. And obviously it comes down to, the value that you see in the particular crude versus the cost of buying it, and that's both the marker and also the freight cost to get it there. So, we looked at many times at buying crude from the Middle East. And in fact, we did quite a few studies on it, and at certain times it can be worthwhile, but you've got to overcome a big freight leg. And so when you're talking about trading, you're dealing with, obviously the price of the crude is, basically whatever it is today, $70, say, but plus the freight, plus some valuation or quality allowance, or minus if the quality is poorer. So the basic cost is there. So, you've got to think, why would anyone look further afield? Because there's advantages in the other crudes, and those advantages may outweigh the extra cost of getting it there, or you may be able to process. So there's a whole lot of factors involved in that. Can your refinery cope with that quality of crude? Is it useful to your refinery? They're running computer models all the time. In the background, there are economists, which is like a shell term, are running models all the time and advising the crude traders. And the crude traders' role is to go out there and try and establish an understanding of where their crudes fit in the marketplace and why they should be paying less or more for them. So sometimes you do want to pay up because you want a particular grade, and other times you can hold off. And really then it's about establishing relationships. So the crude trader is dealing with that incremental value, that $1 or $2 a barrel or more, that's available in the marketplace, depending upon how you can negotiate, I guess.
Yeah.